Well, hello there, folks, and a very warm welcome back to What's for Tea. And I hope that I find you very well indeed. And thanks for stopping by just to check out my wee review of the Cosori Turbo Tower air fryer. This is brand new to the market, so I was really chuffed to have been sent this to review by the brand. So I'll be combining this review with a wee bit of a recipe just to test making out a well-balanced family meal. So I'm going to be doing chilli and lime salmon, crispy potato slices and roast broccoli. So this will be replacing my old Cosori air fryer, which will be passed on to a friend. My old Casori air fryer just took up so much more room due to it being longer, because obviously the baskets are side by side, but this one is stacked and taller, so it's got a much smaller footprint and fits under my cupboards perfectly. It's quite a similar style to my older model, and it's got the same touch sensitive controls and sleek minimal design, but it's much quieter as well. The cooking baskets are larger and deeper too. The bottom one is 6.5 litre and the top one is 4.3, so it's 10.8 litre in total, giving you up to 8 portions or servings. There's also a raised roasting track, which obviously you would use in the bottom drawer because of the depth, and it lets you cook on 3 different levels at the same time, so your entire family meal hands-free all at once using the sync function, which I'm going to be doing today and I will show you. The drawers as well feel as though they've had a bit of an upgrade, and there's definitely a bit more weight to them. They feel so much more substantial than my older model, and the crisper rack and the drawers are ceramic coated for durability, even heat distribution, and designed to be scratch resistant. The whole unit just feels real quality, and I'm sure it's going to be around for years to come, and this is going to be perfect for our family meals. So let's go on and I'll show you my wee review and what I'm making in this, and everything cooks so evenly. When I used to use my oven, I did have to go back and forward halfway through, turn things round, because my oven was hotter at the front and the back, and it was never even. So you'll see at the end just how evenly things come out. And there's also a brilliant app which will give you access to lots of recipes if you're needing inspiration, and you can also control the air fryer via the app, so you can remotely have it do things without you having to get involved. Technology is amazing. You'll also get your 2-year warranty, and in the box you'll have your quick start guide and user manual as well. These are the functions here: air fry, roast, bake, grill, reheat, dry and proof. I'm just going to be using the air fry function today because that's how I will probably always use this. Either that, or if I'm baking a cake or a crumble or something, I will use the bake function. But today I'm just going to use the air fryer function, and I'm also going to use the wee raised rack. This is it here to do my salmon on. I'm going to put a wee bit of paper on the rack because I don't want the juices from the salmon to fall onto the broccoli, which is going to be underneath. So I've just tucked it in, underneath the wee bars there, as you can see, just to stop the paper flying about or moving around as it's cooking in the air fryer. So yeah, the broccoli is going to be underneath here. So let me go on and I'll show you the recipe. So I'm going to rub a wee glaze on top of the salmon, and this is everything that I'm using here. All of these ingredients will be in the description box down below. So I've got some olive oil there, some crushed chilies as well. I'm also using a wee touch of salt and pepper. You can add or leave out what you don't like or add what you do like. Some smoked paprika as well. So this is going to be like a chilli and lime salmon. We don't have salmon very often, and this turned out lovely actually. Perfect for the warmer weather. So a good squeeze of half a lime. I'm also going to add some chopped chilli and a touch of parsley as well, just for a wee bit of heat. Mix those together. Now we're going to grab a plate, pop some kitchen towel on top, and I'm going to add my salmon fillets, and we want to just pat these dry because sometimes when you buy these, they are quite wet. So just grab another piece of kitchen towel and gently press down on the top of that just to remove any excess moisture. So I'm going to remove the paper and pop them back onto the plate, and I'm just going to lightly brush that oil and chilli and seasoning all over the top of the salmon, just like this. You can add as much or as little as you like, or come up with your own combination, whatever you prefer, and just set that to the side for the time being. We're going to do the broccoli and the potatoes. So this is my broccoli here. I am using tenderstem broccoli, and you just want to get your broccoli and chop the bottoms off, the wee gnarly bits that nobody likes. So just chop these off And then once you're happy, you just want to give this a good rinse under some cold water just to make sure it's nice and clean before you add it to the air fryer. And again, you just want to grab a piece of kitchen towel and just lightly press over the surface just to make sure it's nice and dry and not too wet, because we're going to pop this into a bowl. We're going to add some olive oil and then some salt and pepper again, but you can add, you know, garlic or onion powder or anything you like to this, even a wee bit of chilli. I wanted this quite plain because obviously there's quite strong flavours in the salmon and also the potato seasoning as well. So just make sure it's well coated in the oil, and again set that to the side. I am using 3 medium to large potatoes. You can peel these if you like. I'm going to leave the skin on. Again, give them a good rinse and then pat them dry with some kitchen paper. We're just going to slice these about 1/4 inch thick. You can do them as thick or as thin as you like, but you will need to adjust the cooking times if they're any thicker or thinner than these. And again, just go over the surface with a piece of kitchen towel just to make sure they are nice and dry. Pop these into a bowl again, and then we're going to add our seasonings and oil. This is everything that I'm using here, but again, you can adjust this to suit your own taste. I am adding chili flakes, Italian herbs or seasoning. I've got some garlic powder, onion powder, some more of that lovely smoked paprika, just to tie in with the flavours of the salmon. I'm going to add a touch of oil just to make sure the seasonings stick nicely and are nice and even. Throw your seasoning on the top, and with a spoon, I'm just going to give this a good stir through just to make sure it's nice and even, and then another wee touch of salt and pepper as well. But like I said, add what you like, leave out what you don't like. I mean, you could leave these completely plain if you prefer. I wanted them to be quite jazzy just to match the flavour of the flavours in the salmon. So these are the drawers here. This is the first drawer and the drawer I'm going to add my potatoes to. This is the more shallow of the 2 drawers and the one that is closer to the top, so it's going to be hotter. So I'm going to add my tatties in a nice even layer to this drawer, and you've seen the amount of potato slices I had, you know, so this thing does hold a lot. So into the top with this one, and then I'm going to prepare the second drawer, which is going to be where my salmon and my broccoli is. So yeah, I'm just going to lift out the wee rack that I'm going to put the salmon on and place the broccoli into the bottom. I'm going to leave the crisper racks in because I do want this lovely and charred and crispy, which is just the way we like roast broccoli. I'm going to add that wee shelf on the top and place my salmon fillets on top of this paper. And these are going to cook at the same time and be ready at the same time. So I'm just going to pop that one into the bottom, and as you can see, this could hold a lot more, but this is just for me and Mr. What's for Tea. But I did want to show you, you know, just what you can do in here using the 3 different levels. So I'm going to pop this onto number 1 as the top basket. I want 200 degrees, and I want to cook these for about 25 minutes. So 200 degrees at 25 minutes, and that's drawer number 1. I'm going to press number 2, and this is going to let me control the bottom basket, or basket number 2. I want the same temperature, 200 degrees, but these won't take as long, 15 minutes. So the potatoes are going to have 10 minutes longer. I'm going to sync the 2 baskets so that they cook at the same time, and as you can see, the bottom basket says hold, and when this gets to 15 minutes, the second drawer will kick in, and then they will both start cooking together. This, you know, this really did tickle me. I think this is brilliant, and I just wanted you to see when it hits 15 what happens. So the potatoes have already had 10 minutes on their own, yet once it gets to 15 they will both start cooking together so that they are both finished at the same time. And I think this is brilliant, you know, just so fuss free and easy. And this was me at the end of the cooking time. So I'll just open the drawers to let you see just how perfect this salmon is, but I will give you a close-up in a wee second because it's just me and my iPhone, so I'm kind of limited to what I can, you know, what angles I can get here. But hopefully you can see just how beautiful and crispy and even these potatoes are, and how beautifully cooked that salmon is. I mean, to my eyes, that's absolutely perfect. You know, it just looks so succulent and juicy, and just, yeah, just cooked perfectly. And then the broccoli underneath is beautifully charred and crispy. Now obviously you can adjust the cooking times to suit yourself, you know, everybody's different. This is just how I would cook something like this. So we've got the broccoli on the bottom, those crispy potato slices on the side. And I'm just going to pop the salmon on there, and I've got a wee bit of the lime and the chilli and olive oil left over, so I'm going to drizzle that on the top, a couple of lime wedges on the side, and then just a wee smattering of parsley just because I had a wee bit left over. But yeah, doesn't it look pretty? And let me tell you, I am not the biggest lover of salmon, but the flavours in this were just beautiful. I love chilli anyway, so this was right up my street. So yeah, thank you so much for watching if you're still here, and a huge thank you to the supporters of my channel over my Patreon page, and to the channel members here as well, and for you all for leaving your lovely comments, those that give the videos a thumbs up or share the videos, those that have bought me a coffee using the buy me a coffee link or left me a super thanks donation as well. And a huge thank you to Casori for sending this air fryer my way. It's very much appreciated. And don't forget, I will leave the link for this down below in the description box, and you'll also find a link to this pinned at the top of the comments section as well, just in case you want to go and check it out. Like I said, it's brand new to the market, so yeah, it's a great wee thing, highly recommended, and I will certainly be using this going forward. So yeah, thank you once again, and I'll catch up with you during the week. Take care and bye for now. Bye now.